Sure. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. Let me see, what's my part? The Athletics Hall of Fame is held in reserve as the highest athletics recognition bestowed by Brevard College. It seeks to honor alumni, coaches, and friends of the college who have demonstrated exceptional personal achievement and have made distinctive contributions to the advancement of intercollegiate athletics. Since the inception of the... Huh? Oh, good. I can't see.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Brevard College's Distinguished Alumni and Faculty Awards and Athletics Hall of Fame Awards. My name is Megan Shina, and I am the Director of Alumni Affairs here at Brevard College. I am thrilled to be here with all of you today to celebrate such amazing alumni, faculty, members, and friends of this college. I really want to thank you all for your flexibility. With a week of rain and the COVID protocols we have, we've had to change locations and plans, but today will be wonderful no matter what. We thank you for wearing your mask indoors and helping us keep everyone safe. Before we begin the program, let's take a moment to thank our Director of Dining Services, Sarge Singh, and his team for such a wonderful breakfast reception. Now I would like to ask the Reverend Dr. Sherrod Kreisman, campus minister and 2006 alumnus, to offer the invocation.
Good morning. You look beautiful. Let us pray. We are grateful for this day, this space, this opportunity to be here, to celebrate the accomplishments of alumni and athletes and faculty. We thank you for their contributions, but the legacy that they've provided that we can live into. We thank you for the opportunity to celebrate and allow it to ignite greatness in us, that we can blaze trails and recognize that greatness still arises out of this space we call Brevard College. Thank you now for all we'll hear, do, and see in this space and moment, and we give you thanks now. Amen.
Thank you, Sherrod. Next, Dr. David Joyce will give an update on all that's going on at Brevard College. Before that, I know you will join me in a moment of appreciation for Dr. Joyce and Lynn Joyce here in the auditorium today for all they have done for Brevard College over the past 10 plus years. Dr. Joyce.
Thank you, Megan. And thank all of you. This is kind of interesting. In the last 2 years, this is the third time that I've actually been back in the Porter Center. So you should feel honored that with COVID still around us, that we were able to come back and be in this wonderful spot. I will tell you that they gave me 5 minutes to tell you an update of the college. That's just not fair. There's just too many really cool things that are going on here, and this weekend's a classic example. Everything from this event, football game, tailgating, the dedication of the Willie Barn, and there's just so much going on. We have a new residence hall, we have a new field house behind here, and it's just been an amazing year, an amazing period of time during a time that was actually difficult for a lot of us. I was telling somebody this morning, one of the advantages and one of the really cool things about Brevard College is you really do get to know your students well, and you keep up with them. And there's examples today that, you know, students that are long since graduates coming back, and just the friendships you develop. But you know, for freshmen and sophomore, it's kind of hard to know who they are, but just by looking at their eyes all day long. So we're looking forward to being that time when we can be more open, closer, maskless. And as you know, if you've watched and read about what Brevard has done, is we've made it a mandate that everybody be vaccinated. And after the first of the year, all our students, all our faculty and staff are already all vaccinated so that we can get back to some sense of normalcy. Brevard was the 4th college in the state of North Carolina and the first college in the state of North Carolina. We were the 4th college to make a mandate for students and the first college to make it a mandate for everybody that worked and lived on campus. And it's not a political thing, it's a safety thing. And it's an ability to do what we do best, experiential, hands-on, reflective learning, what makes this college special. I could go through a lot of other really cool things that are happening at the campus, but I'm going to tell you what I consider the coolest thing as I look back after my wife and I are 2.5 months away from retiring. Yes, I'm retiring. She's not. I make it clear because I'll be corrected in a minute or two if I didn't say that. Secondly, We're only going to move 2 miles away, so we'll be part of this community. Third, the college has graciously offered to name Lynn and I emeriti, which is a really cool thing because we can still come on campus, eat in the cafeteria, but most important, we get to keep our email. So that'll be nice, and we can be part of being part of, like you and everyone else, watches college to continue to grow and improve. But what makes me most excited is 10 years ago when Lynn and I came, and we asked people why they came, students, why they came to Brevard College. There was a whole host of reasons. Mostly, well, I want to play baseball, or I want to do this, I want to go out and camp, I want to, What I felt was missing was I didn't hear too much about I want to learn the way we learn. If you fast forward 10 years later, and I can't take credit for this, I have to give full credit to the faculty, especially with the leadership of Scott Sheffield and others, and to the Board of Trustees who made the declaration in our mission statement that we are about experiential education. And a couple years ago, we were recognized as the #1 school in the nation that does experiential education. And now, when we do exit interviews or when I talk to folks, kids are around on campus, say, why'd you choose Brevard College? The biggest, most obvious answer that I get most of the time is I love the experiential education model. We're doing it right, folks, and I just wanted you to know that. This is what college is known for, and that's what we're doing the best. And it makes me very proud. I can tell you that we almost hit 800 students this year, and 800 and a few are be our maximum capacity. It's the largest enrollment that Brevard College has had in its history. We are in the best financial shape that we've probably been in our history. It's just a good time. And if you go on campus, you see we had to build another residence hall in the middle of the Villages, and please go look and see where that is, because we had to accommodate more students that we have. Also, if you haven't already heard, we've launched 2 graduate programs, and when we went and before our SAC-COC, our accrediting agency, we had to apply for this, and then they come and visit and they do things. But before they've done any of those, they read through our materials and they went ahead and gave us full accreditation for those 2 graduate programs, and we already have enough students to make it work, and we haven't even advertised it of any consequence lately. And finally, I have to tell you this. When I started in January as the president of this college in January of 2012, it wasn't a week after I got here that I received a letter from our accrediting agency, SAC-COC, saying, we're sorry, but you're under probation for your financial condition and that kind of thing. And probation is not a good thing. As late as 2 years ago, somebody asked me, are you guys still under probation? No, if we were under probation, we wouldn't be open if we were that long. The good news is, 1, we got off probation within 6 months. The better news is we just finished our SAC-COC reaffirmation for 10 years, and we had no issues. We have 2 little things that we got to tweak about how we do assessment in certain programs, but that means nothing. We didn't get not one single ding for anything in our financial base and our health and well-being on that side. So I want to say thank you to you. I want you, if you see faculty and staff on campus, thank them. But it's a great way to leave a college because you found it much better than when you found it. And thank you for the time to say that to you today. Now, we're going to honor some very special people, and I'm glad to be part of this as well. Thank you.
Thank you, President Joyce. I would like to now invite Miranda Nash, the Director of Athletics, to the podium to present the Athletics Hall of Fame Awards.
Good morning, everyone. Happy homecoming. The Athletics Hall of Fame is held in reserve as the highest athletics recognition bestowed by Brevard College. It seeks to honor alumni, coaches, and friends of the college who've demonstrated exceptional personal achievement and have made distinctive contributions to the advancement of intercollegiate athletics. Since the inception of the Athletics Hall of Fame, 41 Hall of Famers have been inducted. Today, we'll proudly induct our 42nd and 43rd Hall of Fame members. Our first inductee is the 2009 USA Cycling Mountain Bike National Championship team. The 2009 cycling team becomes just the second team to be inducted into the Hall of Fame joining the 1996 BC women's soccer team. Amazingly, the 2009 team won the national championship after just 3 years following the formation of the varsity program that quickly evolved into one of the best cycling programs in the nation. The Tornadoes captured the 2009 national title by a whopping 130 points over the second-place Union College to take the team championship at the event held in Truckee, California. Since then, BC has gone on to win a total of 10 team national championships in cycling, with this team starting the championship tradition. And this year's team, led by coaches Brad Purley and Cypress Gorey, will be heading to Durango, Colorado to compete in the national championships the upcoming week. To tell you even more about this phenomenal team from 2009 and introduce you to the championship squad, I'm pleased to introduce the inaugural coach, founder of the Brevard College Cycling Program, and member of the Athletics Hall of Fame, Coach Thad Walker.
So great to be back home, and thank you for all the friends and family that have come out and joined us here today to celebrate this team and the accomplishments of distinguished alumni and faculty alike. Class of 2005, proud graduate of the Wilderness Leadership Program. Woohoo! I just want to thank Brevard College Athletics, as well as the Hall of Fame Committee, for recognizing the accomplishments of the 2009 Collegiate Mountain Bike National Title Championship team. Thanks to the administration, faculty, staff, students, families that have continued to support this program, in the early days as well as up until today as we send another team to nationals next week. The first national championship win we took community effort. In 2009 was only the third time that the BC cycling team had competed at a national championships. And the first two were in Western North Carolina in Banner Elk. So when it came around and we figured out that 2009 was going to be all the way in Truckee, California, it was a big hill to climb, both logistically and financially, for being so early in the program. But I really want to thank the community and coming together to really help support, get that early team to nationals, and of course, the resulting championship, and the continued support that so many in the community and here on campus give that program. So, at nationals, athletes have to race a series of races throughout the season to qualify during the regular season. So they can qualify as individuals or part of the conference-winning team. And this was the first year that we as a cycling program were able to qualify as a complete team. So every race weekend was especially a marathon event, with athletes racing 2 to 4 events over the course of 4 days, and now I think it's even 5 events. So it's just really difficult, including not only the race, but the course preview, warm-ups, cool downs, caring for bikes, cooking for the team. It really takes a team effort all around to win nationals. And when in that first year, to get 12 athletes, 1 mechanic, 30 bikes all the way to Northern California, just take a monumental effort. And it was everybody coming together, the team, the community as well. Collegiate cycling is so unique in the fact that men's and women's points throughout the season combine together. And in the same way at nationals, it really is truly a team sport with all those efforts coming together on both the men's and the women's sides. So the 12 athletes that represented the 2009 team gave everything they had as individuals in order to support their teammates and their community. It was an honor and a privilege to coach this team, and I hope the time these student athletes spent at Brevard College as members of the cycling program and the community enriched their lives and helped shape their future. To the athletes of the 2009 Brevard College cycling team, you will always be remembered as the first national championship team that has been followed by 9 since, with more to come in the future. Thank you all for allowing me to be part of your success. In closing, I also want to thank the administration, coaches, and athletes who have continued to build this winning tradition following this first national championship team, and is now want to recognize as one of the premier teams in the country. Thank you all. So in representing the 2009 team present here today, I'd like you to come up and receive your plaque. Alexis DeCosimo. Corey Rimmer. And Joanne Tuttle Tyson. And then also to recognize the members of that program that were not able to make it today, Thomas Bagnell, Park Baker, Danny Caesar, Tristan Cowie, Sarah Duncan, Jacob Rowland, Matthew St. Marie, Julia Tellman, and Matt Wells. Thank you all.
And as for the wonderful leader of this group, I am proud to present Coach Thad Walker.
And now to say a few words on behalf of the 2009 National Championship team is Joanne Tyson Tuttle. And that year, Joanne was also an individual national title winner in both the 4-cross and the women's overall.
Hi. First off, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. I feel so honored to represent Brevard College 2009 cycling team. What a great excuse to come together after all these years. I speak on behalf of the team and that our racing days were a mini golden age in each and every one of our lives. It was a period of discovery and it changed our lives forever. I know for myself, racing helped build confidence and taught me how far hard work and dedication can take you. It also taught me how important teamwork is. This team experience was very unique because even though cycling is an individual sport, we wouldn't have gotten to where we did without the support of one another. Of all of the team sports I've participated in, I've never experienced such team camaraderie. We were like a family with diverse strengths, and we all brought something different to the table. We gave each other pep talks, we cheered each other on, and we even pushed each other's bikes to the top of slalom courses to help save race energy. We were lightning in a bottle, and we had no idea. Coach Thad, AKA Squirrel, we are so thankful for the opportunity to have had you as a coach. Squirrel had this amazing ability to push us to our full potential without saying a single word. Your time and efforts are greatly appreciated, and that is to say the very least. Thank you for putting up with a bunch of punk kids for all those years. You were truly a top-notch coach. And not only did we have an awesome coach, but the community support here in Brevard was incredible. This small town fully embraced the team and wanted to see us succeed. Sycamore Cycles was always working on our broken and busted bikes. And I'm pretty sure that Bracken Mountain Bakery's cinnamon rolls and mocha squirrels fueled us to most of our finish lines. We even had a local cycling legend, Chris Herndon, walk downhill courses to check out lines before our race runs. The town of Brevard even celebrated our successes by incorporating us into this small town parade downtown. This team was a great bridge for the Brevard locals, and it made for some lasting friendships. I know my love for mountain biking is something I look forward to sharing with my boys, and I will carry it with me for the remainder of my life. I hope one day I'll be that 80-year-old still ripping trails. It is 100% my forever sport, and I am so grateful to have found it through this team. Once again, I'm so glad to be here as a team, and I'm missing those who cannot make it here today. Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations to 2009 cycling team, now officially members of the Brevard College Athletics Hall of Fame. Our next inductee is being inducted after a career where he was one of the most prolific distance runners in the BC's decorated history in cross country and track and field. Jeff Wentworth graduated in 1980 from Brevard College after a career where he produced 5 All-American certificates and was the top American finisher at the 1979 National Cross Country Championships. Jeff passed away in 2011. Today, we are proud to continue his legacy with Jeff's induction into the Brevard College Athletics Hall of Fame. To help formally induct Jeff and tell you even more, please help me welcome Hall of Famer from the inaugural class of 2004, Coach Norm Weddick, who will be accepting the Hall of Fame plaque on behalf of Jeff Wentworth and family.
Well, I'm extremely honored, obviously, to present Jeff Wentworth into the 2021 Brevard College Hall of Fame. Due to Jeff's legacy and his accomplishments, he helped propel the Brevard College distance program in the late 70s and early 80s into one of the most successful distance programs in the United States. The success of the track and cross country team produced 241 All-American certificates, or 87% of all the All-American certificates at Brevard College. The program produced 28 individual national champions, 17 national championships, and 2 Olympians. In addition, 2 Brevard College coaches and 2 Brevard athletes are already inducted into the NJCAA Track and Field Hall of Fame. 6 of these All-Americans earned 5 All-American certificates, and 3 of these earned 5 All-American certificates. Today, we honor Jeff as one of these elite athletes. Jeff earned 2 All-American awards in 1978 and 79 in cross country. The next year, in 1980, he placed 3rd in the 3-mile indoors to make All-American, and he finished All-American outdoors in the 3,000-meter steeplechase and in the 10,000 meters, which gave him 5 All-American certificates. It's hard to realize that just winning 1 All-American honors, but to get 5 of them is truly an honor. What separated Jeff from all the other runners was his commitment to excellence and his drive to become the very best that he could become. At the end of his freshman year, we asked each of the athletes to come and see me, and we look at their goals, what they want to accomplish in the following year. And I remember seeing Jeff in my office, and I asked him, I said, well, what is your goal for next year? And he looked at me and said, Coach, I want to become the first American finisher at the National Cross Country Championships. I thought at that time that it was kind of a lofty goal, especially when there was a lot of foreign athletes starting to come into the Nationals. But one thing I learned over the years is to never doubt the drive that certain people have for their goals. And so Jeff finished 14th in his freshman year. And at the national championship, Jeff finished 5th. And wouldn't you know it, that the first 4 people ahead of him were all foreign athletes. And he did become the first American finisher. His commitment to help others recruit others to our team, along with his teammates like John George, Roger Salzman, who's here tonight, Ronnie Treadway, are just some of the few that took our program to that whole different level. The program went from 3rd place to 2 consecutive 2nd place finishes, and then in the right about in the 80s, we finished with 5 straight national championship teams. Jeff continued his running at North Carolina State, running under Coach Raleigh Geiger, where he made all ACC honors. He qualified for the Olympic trials in both the steeplechase and the marathon. He turned pro and ran for Team Adidas, Brook Racing Team, and Reebok. He coached at the University of South Carolina and then became the senior event management for Disney Wide World of Sports, organizing the first Disney Marathon in 1990. After that, he and his wife, Marcia, developed their own company called Steeple Timing and Event Management, which went to road races and did all the timing. In 2013, he was inducted into the Florida Track and Field Hall of Fame and is listed as one of the top 25 male distance runners in South Carolina history. As we just heard, it was unfortunate that Jeff passed away in 2011 at the very young age of 51. It was my wish that Jeff be inducted into the Brevard College Hall of Fame while his parents were still alive. His dad died this year just after learning that Jeff was chosen for this honor. Tonight, we hope that his mom will be turning in to the presentation. I now, ladies and gentlemen, would like to present to you Jeff's wife, Marcia, who is actually the director of track and cross country at California State University, and she is joining us by the magics of the internet. Thank you.
I want to thank Brevard College and Norm Woodick for honoring Jeff with this Hall of Fame induction. Jeff always spoke fondly of Brevard College and how his experiences prepared him for his future. Coach Woodick's influence on Jeff was enormous. He became a more dedicated and better athlete, but it was also the professors he encountered who made him love science and prepared him to go on and earn a degree in chemistry and biochemistry at North Carolina State University. Coach Woodick's influence helped Jeff earn an athletic scholarship to NC State, as well as all conference honors and qualifying for the Olympic trials in the marathon and the steeplechase following his college experience. Jeff went on to coach cross country and track and field at the University of South Carolina and used much of what he learned during his time at Brevard and the workouts from Coach Woodick. From Jeff's time at Brevard College, he became a lifelong learner, a strong leader, and gained a deep love for the sports of cross country and track. Jeff spoke often of how much the faculty cared about the students. There are two funny stories that come to mind that Jeff told me about his time at Brevard College. First was from one of the professors who saw him in the dining hall and asked Jeff, "How are you doing today?" Jeff answered politely, but with less than correct grammar, "I'm fine." The instructor then suggested Jeff respond with, "I am well." From then on, Jeff always responded with, "I am well." This is only one example of the impact Brevard's faculty had on Jeff and took care to impart wisdom on students outside the classroom. The other anecdote is when Coach Woodick was taking the team to nationals. Jeff said to his teammate and coach, "I want to be in the top 5 and finish as the first American." I'm sure Coach responded with, "Yeah, sure, that's fine," but looking ahead. But Jeff did what he set out to do. Coach taught Jeff how to prepare and compete at a high level and prepared him for a future as a student and as an athlete. Brevard prepared Jeff well for success in his life. Jeff's entire family and I are grateful for the opportunities that he got at Brevard College. When I learned of Jeff's Hall of Fame induction, I immediately called his parents in Pensacola, Florida. I first spoke with Jeff's dad, Shirley Wentworth. Unfortunately, Shirley passed away a few weeks after that. I was glad I was able to give him the good news myself. Jeff's mom, Linda, sister Tammy, and brother Tim, along with myself, are watching today, and we are so grateful for this tremendous honor. After coaching, Jeff worked as a research chemist at the University of Florida College of Veterinary Medicine, where he was published in several journals. He went on to become a senior manager at Disney's Wide World of Sports, overseeing track and field, cross country, Pop Warner football, the ESPN outdoor games, and the Disney Marathon, to name only a few. Jeff took a side consulting business in event management and took it to having 300 events in a year. He encouraged me to become a college coach, which is one of the greatest joys of my life. All of these started with his experiences as a student athlete at Brevard College. Thank you to Norm Woodick and all those at Brevard College who helped Jeff on his journey. Your impact was never forgotten.
Thank you, Coach Norm Whittick and Marcia Manser-Wentworth, for your wonderful words about Jeff Wentworth, 1980 alumnus of Brevard College and now officially member of the Brevard College Athletics Hall of Fame. Now I'd like to welcome Megan Scheiner to the stage.
Thank you, Miranda, and congratulations to the 2009 cycling team and Jeff Wentworth. Now I have the honor of presenting the Distinguished Alumni and Faculty Awards. These awards are the highest honors bestowed by the Brevard College Alumni Association. Distinguished alumni and faculty are nominated by their peers, and the finalists are chosen by the Brevard College Alumni Association Board. Brevard College has many outstanding men and women who have graduated and have gone on to make a difference in this world. It's always very hard to choose one or two recipients each year. This year, the college will be awarding both the 2021 and 2020 recipients for the Distinguished Alumni and Faculty as the pandemic prevented us from doing so last year. The first recipient is Mr. Brian Davison from the class of 2007. A true tornado, Brian has always brought great honor to his alma mater, whether it was in the classroom, on the basketball court, through community service, or in his professional career. Brian arrived at Brevard College in 2003 as a young man eager to be a part of the men's basketball team. Brian's leadership was immediately apparent. He was involved with student organizations and clubs, served as vice president of the business club, and was initiated as a member of the Omicron Delta Kappa Honor Society his senior year. Brian served as captain of the basketball team for 2 seasons, 2005 through 2007, and as men's assistant basketball coach the year following his graduation. After leaving Brevard College, Brian obtained an MBA from St. Leo University while beginning a full-time career at Nike, where he became business director for none other than NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. In 2018, Brian returned to BC to give a presentation to student athletes about working in the sports industry. Brian is now the Vice President of Basketball Development and Affairs at the Milwaukee Bucks. As is true of all distinguished alumni, Brian embodies our college motto, learn in order to serve. Brian enjoys volunteering at the food bank in Chicago and is passionate about supporting cancer research. In addition, Brian and his wife Ellen have worked in support the Phoenix Children's Hospital by providing necessary supplies during COVID. Brian and his family had intended to be with us today. However, he and his wife Ellen are expecting their second child this very weekend. Brian shared a video message with us, so please direct your attention to the screen. Congratulations, Brian, and thank you for all you've done for Brevard College.
Hi, I'm Brian Davison, class of 2007. I earned my degree in business, and I'm so honored to have received the Brevard College Distinguished Alumni Award. Throughout my time at Brevard College, there's 3 big things that stick out to me when I look back. Number 1, my teammates and my coach, Mike Jones, and the lifelong friendships that I established, as well as the life lessons that Coach Jones provided to me, as well as the professors that were so supportive in every effort for me to be the best student athlete I could be. And then lastly, for me to achieve my goal to be a college athlete and to be able to be on the college court and playing the sport that I love the most, basketball. I'd like to thank my wife, Ellen, and my daughter, Anna Maria, as well as my mom and dad and my sister, Jennifer, for always being there to support me along the way. Since my time at Brevard College, I spent 13 years at Nike, where I worked in retail and sales, brand marketing, product creation, and sports marketing. From there, I took a job this past year with the Milwaukee Bucks as the Vice President of Basketball Development and Affairs. And for me to be at the highest level of basketball and to be working with one of the top brands in the world, I have to give so much appreciation to Brevard College to help me get to where I now am. And I like to leave this speech with making sure to tell everybody you can achieve any dream you want. and you just have to set your goals, be organized, learn each and every day, listen to people, and be good to people, and be kind. And if you do those things, you'll be where you want to be. And I like to say thank you to Brevard College and Brevard College Alumni Association for this award. Go Tornadoes.
Our second award recipient needs a little bit of an introduction. The name of Clyde Carter extends far beyond the Brevard College campus. Whether in a shelter on the Appalachian Trail, on a belay ledge on the fabled nose climbing route of Looking Glass, or on a glacier in the remote parts of Alaska, you may hear about this professor from the small college in the Carolinas. That is because, over a 30-year career at Brevard College, Clyde has touched the hearts, minds, and imaginations of students and inspired them in their outdoor pursuits. His legacy has gone forth in them, and there are few places you can go in the outdoor community where Clyde's impact is not felt. Brevard College today is well known for the Wilderness Leadership and Experiential Education Program, also known as WILLE. Clyde's vision was at the heart of what is now considered the premier outdoor education program in the country, and a program that is synonymous with Brevard College. Since 1989, WILLE has been a dynamic program, evolving to develop students into outdoor professionals ready to enter the real world. Most importantly, students tell how Clyde used outdoor programming as a vehicle to teach leadership, strategic thinking, communication, and all the tools necessary to be productive citizens in this world. From the immersion semester to the Voice of the Rivers program, students and faculty remember the extraordinary experiences of both 3-week trips as life-changing, and both programs are favorites of our alumni. In 2010, Clyde was named the Outstanding Experiential Education Teacher of the Year by the Association for Experiential Education. Clyde is cherished by his former students because he always puts people first. It is estimated that Clyde spent more than 600 nights in the outdoors with students and logged over 4,000 river and trail miles. Not all of these miles were easy, and not all of these nights were warm and dry. And yet his students say that Clyde always saw the best ways to lead and taught students how to grow to their fullest potential, and in the end, continue their education and grow for themselves. It is for this reason that the Brevard College Alumni Association wishes to thank Clyde Carter for his leadership and service and present him with the 2021 Distinguished Faculty Award. Clyde, please come forward to receive your award.
Nice piece of pottery. Well, thanks so much. What a great honor. I deeply appreciate it. You know, any professional who pours themselves into their work knows that it's not without sacrifice, and particularly in the realm of family. So I want to start with thanking my family for the sacrifices that they made. My wife, Jane Fault, and particularly my son, Josh, I think he's here, and Courtney, my daughter. There were many nights that I wasn't there. I was out on the trail. And so thanks for your sacrifice, but more so, thanks for your loving support. That's meant so much. So I realized that this award also reflects people who have influenced me. And there's quite a few people on that list, but I want to recognize a couple groups in particular. One is my Wooley colleagues. So Robert Dye, Jenny Kafsky, John Buford, I think Greg Rich might be here. Anyway, these folks, they have influenced me inside and outside the classroom more than they'll ever know. So it's been a tight-knit group, and I've really been privileged to have them as my colleagues. The other group is the students. Of course, that's what it's all about. The unique thing about a small liberal arts college is your students, of course, when they're freshmen, are students. As you get to know them over the years, they become friends. And as they graduate, that friendship carries on, and they become your colleagues as they go on out into the professional world. And those students all over the country have made an incredible reputation for the college here, for the Wooley program, and I've been fortunate to have been the recipient of some of that. So it's quite appropriate that this award comes from the Brevard Alumni Association, because I feel like it is the alum that have really influenced who I am today. So thank you so much for this award.
To begin the 2020 award recipients, Brevard College Alumni Association is very honored to welcome Wanda Woolsey Moser, class of 1945. Wanda is the longest serving and most quietly dedicated alumni that we have ever known. She has remained connected and involved with the college for 75 years, supports current students and alumni alike, and contributes equally to the extended community that is her home. Wanda's experience as a student at Brevard College was marked by World War II. She described it as a trying time when she did her part to be supportive by writing for the Clarion newspaper and working in the office of President Eugene Coltrane. Wanda returned to Winston-Salem to work for Wachovia after graduating Brevard, following by a career selling works of art. Her love for art caused her to start the art project at Forsyth Hospital, where she served for 45 years. Wanda also has a special role for the Alumni Association. Every year, she chooses the winner of the Alumni Association Award from the entries into the Student Juried Art Show. In fact, she did that just this past week. Wanda has given so much to many organizations that mean the most to her. Among them are Bread of Life, First United Methodist Church in Brevard, Franklin Park, and wherever she finds a deep need. Wanda's love for Brevard College continues to this day. As a member of the Alumni Association Board for 5 terms, Wanda has welcomed alumni to scores of homecomings and applauded decades of seniors as they graduated to become the newest Brevard College alumni. Wanda is a member of the Institute Circle in honor of contributing more than $100,000 to Brevard College. She actually has her own dedicated seat right here in this auditorium. Wanda has established 2 endowed funds at Brevard College and has made a point to know her scholarship students personally. She follows them all the way from freshman year through graduation and on to professional success in their years beyond Brevard College. Whether in an apron serving meals or a beautiful suit at graduation, Wanda humbly serves her college, her church, and her community. She truly embodies the spirit of the Brevard College experience. Congratulations, Wanda.
I think Brevard College has a soul that needs to be nurtured, and I'm thankful to be a part of that progress and program, and it's great to be an alumna. Thank you.
The Brevard College Alumni Association is pleased to recognize and honor Miss Joe Pumphrey as a recipient of the 2020 Distinguished Faculty Award. A native of Florida, Joe received her Bachelor of Science degree from Florida State University and continued her studies at East Carolina University, where she earned her Master of Fine Arts and where she met Bill Byers. She served on the BC Art faculty from 1986 to 2019, teaching drawing, painting, and mixed media classes. In addition to her teaching duties and usual committee assignments, Joe served as an associate dean in the late 1990s, when she was instrumental in the development of the college's first-year experience program. which is still used today and is a vital component of the new student orientation and retention every year. She served the college as interim chair of the Division of Fine Arts during the 2008-2009 academic year, and then returned to the classroom full-time where she fully committed herself to her students. Throughout her career as an artist, Jo has been featured in exhibits in North Carolina, New York, Maine, and Virginia, and most recently at Raleigh's Sertoma Art Center in May of 2021. Jo is described by her students as a gifted and empathetic communicator, able to speak to the heart of each one of her students. Jo taught her students that art worth doing requires the difficult work of wrestling with oneself, introspection, and long hours at the easel. She has positively impacted hundreds of students and budding young artists through her art and demonstrated devotion to her students. The Brevard College Alumni Association is honored to present Miss Joe Pumphrey with the 2020 Distinguished Faculty Award today.
Good morning. Thank you, Brevard College Alumni Association, and gratitude to Lynn and David Joyce for their many accomplishments on behalf of this wonderful college. David talked about amazing and cool things that have happened here, and that's because we've had amazing and cool leadership during your time here. Thank you. My husband, Bill Byers, and my colleague also, came to Brevard College in 1986 with a very young family, a newborn who would eventually graduate from Brevard College, and a 3-year-old who would eventually teach part-time for a year at Brevard College. We had two very big goals. One, to live in a stable community where we would grow old with longtime friends. The second was in partnership with our friend and colleague, Professor Tim Murray. We wanted to build a very strong art department, competitive with any program in the state. We rolled up our sleeves and got to work, and that work never ceased in all the time we were here because we never felt there should be a limit to excellence, and we know this work continues today in new and capable hands. I won't try to list the many and large developments, many small and large, along the way, but a big milestone occurred when the art department became one of the first programs at this college to achieve accreditation for 4-year status. And in 1997, we graduated our first baccalaureate students in art. Soon after, in 1998, the addition of Professor Ann Chapin not only enhanced our art history offerings, but brought to our department a deeply passionate scholar who also proved herself to be an indispensable colleague in growing the strength of our department and the educational experience for our students. Then, a few years later, with the retirement of our friend and colleague, Professor Tim Murray, the hiring of Professor Kyle Lusk brought a tireless, can-do, extremely talented artist in sculpture to enhance the program even further. All this to say that with our treasured colleagues, a lot of hard work and never-ending creative ideas, a strong department that we all feel proud of evolved. In the midst of those busy days and years, most important and central to everything was the indescribable reward of witnessing the growth and impressive accomplishments of the many, many young artists that we were privileged to work with. They were the sole reason why we wanted a thriving program, one that would help them become artists, art historians in whatever field or venue they might choose. It has been said that if you love what you're doing, your job doesn't feel like work. At the very least, it will give you all the energy to do the work your job requires. I can honestly say that one of my greatest joys was to walk into the sunlit painting studio each morning and to greet the painters. I intentionally say painters rather than painting students because their work was serious, engaged, and stimulating. Though our time together was intense and challenging, it never felt like work. It felt like a calling. And the work they did was astonishing because they not only developed technical skills, problem-solving agility, and gritty discipline. Most moving of all was that they found their own voice and created work that was singular, beautiful, and thought-provoking, especially for their senior exhibitions. If one hasn't had the privilege of being part of this institution, one cannot really imagine the deep bonds that are formed here. Education in such an intimate setting, a handcrafted education, I like to say, is education at its finest. An education in which both student and teacher are changed by the process. That kind of daily interaction creates bonds that last far beyond the time spent here. As Clyde said, they last a lifetime. There have been many intangible gifts in being part of this college for such a long career. The gifts of continued connections with young souls, some of whom are now in their mid-50s, who were once our students and are now our dear friends and colleagues, are immeasurable. I am forever grateful. Thank you to our cherished students for all you brought into our lives. Thank you to our beloved colleagues for the same. And thank you, Brevard College, for making space for this remarkable kind of education. And thank you to the Brevard College Alumni Association for this great honor. It has filled my heart. Thank you.
The Brevard College Alumni Association is pleased to present the final Distinguished Faculty Award today to Mr. Bill Byers. Bill attended Brevard College and received his associate degree in 1972, and then went on to earn his bachelor's degree from Barton College in Wilson, North Carolina. Like Joe, Bill studied at East Carolina University, where he earned his Master of Fine Arts degree in visual art. Over the 3 decades of his tenure at Brevard College, Bill taught courses in photography, painting, and drawing. In addition to serving as chair of the art department, he also served on numerous college committees, including academic standards and curriculum revision. Bill displayed his art in each of the annual faculty art exhibitions held in the fall semester. He participated in dozens of curated art shows, both as an exhibitor and as a juror across the country, from the North Carolina Museum of Art to the prestigious Pleiades Gallery in New York and the University of Maine at Presque Isle. Along with his wife, Jo, Bill taught in the college's 2-week summer immersion program, School for Gifted Students in the Arts, from 1986 to 1998. Outside of his college duties, Bill has given his time to a number of community organizations. He helped to select the interior artwork when the Transylvania County Library was built. He provided financial support to the Transylvania Arts Council and the Sharing House, and served as vestry and towel ministries at St. Philip's Episcopal Church in downtown Brevard. Anyone who has ever met Bill can speak to his demeanor and tone. He is soft and purposeful with his voice and with his choice of words, both in and out of the classroom. As a teacher, Bill demonstrated to his students that the most important role in the classroom is not lecturing or giving a technical demonstration. It is being accessible and responsive. During studio classes and open work time, Mr. Byers was a constant fixture in his office or around the studio. Often there was a line of students outside his door seeking his advice. The Brevard College Alumni Association is honored to present Mr. Bill Byers with the 2020 Distinguished Faculty Award.
I'd be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to also add my thanks to David and Lynn Joyce for the really superb leadership that we've witnessed over the past decade. David's successor is inheriting a school that is just far, far stronger and primed for success in the years ahead. So thank you, David, so much. As you've heard, I was a student at Brevard College from 1970 to 72, but my BC story actually begins much earlier. A very dear aunt of mine attended and graduated from the college during the first 2 years of its existence on this site, from 1934 to 1936. And in the summer of 1986, that same aunt sponsored my attendance at a basketball camp on this campus, a camp conducted by Duke University head coach Vic Bubas, who was really the person who put Duke basketball on the map during the 1960s. I thoroughly enjoyed the camp, the campus, and the trips to Sliding Rock. And 2 years later, on another visit to campus, I decided that this was where I wanted to attend college. As a student at the college, I had the good fortune to experience several teachers who would influence my life and the direction of my life in very meaningful and lasting ways. I would like to believe that this award serves as an indication that I was perhaps able to meaningfully touch the lives of students as well. It was a privilege during those 32 years here to interact with students and to experience with them the full scope of what it means to be a student during such a crucial and formative period of life. The challenges, the searching, the frustrations, the development, the doubts, the growth, the epiphanies, and the accomplishments, all of it. It was a truly rich and educational experience, a resonant journey that imparted a gratifying and continuing fullness to my life and my family's life. I must acknowledge, too, that I benefited greatly from being part of a good team with colleagues in the art department and across campus, like Clyde Carter, who, through their professional example, friendship, and support, most certainly made me a better teacher and a better person. So it is with deep gratitude and appreciation that I thank the Brevard College Alumni Association today for this recognition. Thank you.
Thank you all for being a part of this special ceremony today. Award winners, please linger around for a few moments for additional photos. And please join us again at 12:30 today for the Tornado Cookout that is now at Myers Dining Hall. Following the picnic, our Tornadoes will take on the Maryville Scots on the Ives Lamel Family Field. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you.